Recently, I learned that all living things benefit from not only just kindness in general, but actually kindness through language, no matter what language you're speaking. Because all living things are part of this greater consciousness. And even if we can't fully grasp or understand it, it's there. I learned this because I was reading an experiment regarding it where people were speaking kindly, really looking at and feeling this kindness, speaking kindly to plants. And they had some plants on the side where, they watered them and cared for them, but they wouldn't say any kind words. And then plants on the other side of the room that they took the same care, the same sunlight, everything else was the same, but they were speaking kindly to them, affirmations, sweetness every day. And these plants grew bigger and stronger than the other ones. So I took it upon myself, and I wanted to have that same feeling of kindness and growth in my home. So I bought 3 plants, and I put them near the window. I researched how much sunlight and water each one of them needed. And as I cared for them, I started speaking affirmations for myself and for the plants. And it's been just wonderful. These 3 plants near the sun are sitting side by side. One of the plants, called a money tree, it's sitting in this bed of dirt that's made just for this type of plant. And the pot is this beautiful glazed gray color. And the big pot is sitting on some rocks. It's these little tiny rocks about the size of my pinky fingernail. And the rocks in the middle, it's meant to drain any of the water that I put into it. And under that is this little rounded black, I don't know what to call it. It's a black disc that's on 3 feet. And when the water drains through the rocks, it drains into this little tiny, rounded, small disc that I can take and empty. And all of the plants are like this, so that I could care for them as best as possible. The plant next to that is a plant that I'm not sure of the name, but it has these beautiful big green leaves. And the leaves are about the size of my head. And it's in this bronze golden pot, sitting on little rocks, just like the money tree. And then next to that is a plant called a snake plant. And it's towering up over the plant next to it. It's these big, green, tall stalks, I want to call it. They're very, very sturdy. And I like how unique each plant is. I kneel down in front of the money tree first. And the money tree has a twisted brown part of it. And out of this twisted brown trunk are these green stems. And the green stems are standing tall, and each of them has anywhere from 3 to 5 leaves on them. And the leaves, they start thin, and they get a little bit fatter, and then they go back into being very thin, almost to a point. And I look at this beautiful tree that I know is going to grow and flourish because how much I'm caring for it. And as I kneel there, I breathe in the wonderful oxygen that the tree is giving to me. And as I breathe out, I give the tree my carbon dioxide so that it can breathe that in. We're giving to each other. And as I keep breathing, I say to the money tree, "You look so beautiful today. Your gorgeous trunk. I love the way it twists around. It's almost like something from a fantasy in the forest. And I love how beautiful each one of your leaves are. It makes me feel so calm, and it's artistic how each one of your leaves is a different size. There's some small ones over here on the left, and it looks like a star, a beautiful star in the sky. And on this stem, you have some bigger leaves. And they bring me a smile right now. I feel so happy kneeling here next to you, my wonderful tree. Thank you for bringing me this joy. You make me feel like I could grow artistically in my life. And I am. I'm giving that to myself. We're giving that to each other. How wonderful. And I pick up my left hand, and I can feel my arms stretching out. And I gently touch some of the leaves with my fingertips. And it's such a soft, delicate feeling. And I touch the trunk. I kind of run my hand and my fingertips horizontally around it. And I get to feel each twisting part of the trunk. It's so cool. It's so cool how nature creates these plants, and really every living thing, isn't it? I feel myself smiling. I didn't realize that I've been smiling this whole time. I smile back at the money tree, and I move to my right. I can feel my knees and my legs, and the top of my legs resting on the bottom. And as I breathe in the oxygen of this next plant that I can't remember the name of, the one with the big green leaves, the ones that are the size of my head, I feel my whole body just relax on my legs, everywhere from the top of my head, down my shoulders and neck, my torso, and my legs and my feet. They're just so relaxed right now. What a beautiful plant. I smile the biggest smile that I can make. And I say to my plant, I'm so impressed by how big your leaves are. They're almost glassy. This gloss on the top. This big rounded shape that has little cutouts. Almost like a child would cut out on a piece of paper. Maybe miss the lines a little bit. I love the imperfections. They're absolutely perfect. I can feel my whole face smiling, from my eyebrows and my eyes, my cheeks, my lips. Thank you. Thank you, plant, for bringing me so much happiness. Thank you for this gift of us taking care of each other. You truly are a wonderful creation, just like I am. I'm so happy that I decided to do this. Each moment feels like a meditation. I just imagine your roots holding you up, making you thrive like this in the environment that I'm giving you. And I'm so thankful for the richness that you're giving to my body, all of my cells, my lungs, and just making my home a brighter place with your color and everything about you. I take another deep breath as we give to each other. I smile and I move to my right again, staying kneeled down in front of my last plant. And this plant is a snake plant. And the snake plant has these strong, towering leaves, almost like a cactus, but the leaves are very thin. It has this dark green, rich color. And I say to my snake plant, I'm so impressed with how resilient you are, with how little care you need. Yet you're here. You're here with me. You are beautiful. You are strong. You give me strength. I love how you can tower above the other plants, yet you are helping them and helping me so much to thrive. I have so much gratitude for you, my wonderful plant. I'm so glad that I picked you out of all of the plants that I could have picked. We chose each other, didn't we? As I'm smiling and looking at the plant towering, my whole body is so calm. My 3 plants and I are so at peace knowing how strong we are and knowing how much we care for one another. It's like this circle. I take my right hand and I touch the snake plant. It feels so wonderful. The snake plant has a smoothness to it, but as I'm grasping it lightly, I can feel how strong it is. And it's almost like this strength flows through my body as well. Now that we've been taking care of each other for a while, I want to give them names. I look at all 3 of them. I back up a little bit. And I hold on to the pots on my left hand side and my right hand side, and the pot on the left feels a little rough and the pot on the right feels smooth. And I love the different gray and gold and brown colors of the pots. And I say to the plant on the left, I'm going to name you Rosa. Rosa, because your leaves look a little bit like the leaves on a rose, but you have your own uniqueness. So you're your own Rosa, not because you look like a rose. It's because that's a pretty name. And you remind me of that name. And I look at the plant in the middle, and I say, your name is Marie. Marie. It's just the name that popped into my head. And I look so lovingly at you, Marie. And I look to my right a little bit more. And to this plant I say, your name is Henry. I don't really know why. You just strike me as Henry. So we have Rosa. That reminds me of the leaves on a rose, but You have your own uniqueness. So you're your own Rosa. And Marie, my pretty Marie. And Henry, who strikes me as a Henry. I hope you like your names. I give them my name. And now, as we take care of each other, we are so acquainted. We are so loving. And together we are growing. Together we are growing. Together we are at peace. Together we are strong. And we give back and forth as we breathe in and out for each other.